Hi guys, James here. Welcome back to GAZ Model Works, and here we have part 2 of the GAZ-67B by Tamiya build update number 2. So obviously we saw the chassis at the end of the last part. Obviously it's built up, the wheels are dry fitted here. I am still waiting for it to dry the body, so I've given it a quick light coat of MRP's Russian camouflage green. Rear seat is painted, exhaust painted, drilled out the exhaust there. Not sure whether you can see it, if it will focus. Well, I didn't drill it out. I used a craft knife to open it up, because drilling it out it tended to rip it apart. And obviously we've got some seats masked up there. Obviously, hopefully, in theory, to replicate that scheme. So what we're going to do? Well, effectively watch paint dry. Only kidding. Only joking. I think we'll be able to glue the back seat in with my handy dandy Revel contactor. Just checking it fits. There we go, back seat in. This is the beauty of using this MRP paint. You can handle it when it's still wet. Those are still damp there, but we'll peel the paint off, peel the masks off on the seats, like so. So while that's drying, I'm just trying to look what I can get on with on the chassis. I think there's some little hooks that go here, so it might be easier to get those on now. So quickly disassemble the chassis, like so. Obviously I've done the spare wheel, but yeah, you just have to be careful with the spare wheel, because you need to sand it down. Let's show you on the instructions. You need to sand down that plate, because otherwise it sits too high. So you need to sand it down so the ejector pins disappear, to get it to sit quite nicely in the tyre. That on there. Oh yeah. And while we were off camera, I put some glue in there, because I've got some huge, visible ejector pins on that one. Now that's the hooks. Sure, I'm doing that off camera because Although I don't want you to see me drop it on the floor. Ha ha. Because they're tiny enough that Mini Art would be proud of the little hook. Let's just can't bloody grip it. Like so. We've also got a little bit of teensy bit of flash on that back edge. Not a problem. Right. And we'll get some glue. Doesn't matter about it spreading here because it's going to be repainted anyway. Well, it goes underneath the and drop those in there like that. So there we go. Little hooks. And we'll just get a little bit of glue. On the end. And let that dry and they'll all be sorted there. I think those seats are more or less dry. There we go. Yep, they're dry. Slightly tacky, but they'd do. Now, in theory, get that one in there. It's alright, they're having a loft extension down the road. And yeah, there we go. And that's the seats in. Next job. Oh, so you've got some fun and games with some little handrails here. In 3. Yeah, we've got to get these little parts on here, handrails and the towing bracket. Those bits we're going to leave off because we're going to have to paint them up separately. Right, let's get the towing bracket. There we go. And that is B14. And yeah. Now I suppose you have, the thing is with this one you've got to think about, you've got to skip things, dance around all over the instructions here to get parts done. Unlike an Airfix kit where you should have all the parts in the a bit of glue in that. There we go. Yeah. Now I'm just looking. This is dangerous, I know. I'm just looking whether I should glue the chassis in. Which I possibly can. Then again, it's pretty much sits in there with no issues on it. Can I get to the bottom of the head top? Yeah, no. There we go. Can't get to the bottom of these headlights because see, these parts obviously we've got to fit them afterwards. But I won't, because that'd be a bit controversial like that. And it's easier to hold, it's easier to glue them in when they're, glue the lenses in when they're fitted in place, or easier to forget them. There we go. A bit more glue in there. Oh. There we go. You just got to be careful, you don't want that to end up cross-side. So that's the lamps on. And here we have all the fun of these handrails. Right. So now you've got a little bit of flash on the end. They're not location pins, I don't think. No. They are not location pins, they hold it off, so... That's one. So that's my fairly... my relatively clean way of getting the little handrails off. Right. Drop the glue in there. Now this is where things can end up in a hot sticky mess. There we go. Because the old Russians made them nice, rough and ready. It doesn't matter if I have a happy accident. So... there we go. Just clean that up with a little bit of extra thin on there. And that's the handles in. So I'll let that dry. Possibly I have to clean that up later. And we shall get the figure off. Because I was, you know me, I was having a cunning. I had a look. I might well make myself a little vignette with this. So I've got a load of figures from ICM, the Soviet Air Force. So I might well make myself a little vignette. but obviously I won't bore you with it on here. Because you see me do it badly. Trying very badly to scrape the mould seams off. Makes it a bit easier. There. Careful not to Vincent van Gogh him by cutting the ears off. And clean that up a little bit there. And let's see if he sticks. So I've got no idea with this whether this is working, this video. So there we go. Let's just check this. Oh yes, that's working. So I've waffled on enough. So thanks for watching. Bye for now, and don't forget to like and subscribe.